Okay guys, we're back and today we're going to be making a chicken pot pie. First you'll need to get your pie dough, and it can be your choice, although we're using the one from the quiche video. We will
We'll put a link in the description of that.
Yeah, we'll put a link in the video.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pie crust and I am going to roll it up on my rolling pin. Now you may have seen this in the quiche video too.
If you watch the quiche video.
Yeah. Then you just roll it out into your pie dish like this.
Put that edge up.
And you try to get it as even as you can.
You want it to each side to go like onto this side.
Almost all the way up. Now this,
it depends how much filling you're putting in.
you can have a 9x9 or an 8x8. It doesn't really matter for your pot pie in the pie pan size. It doesn't really matter. It just will do a little extra. But
and then
what you're going to do is you're going to cut the edge off right here.
You can just save that dough. You can throw it out. You can do basically whatever you want with it. We're going to probably save it, although we might not because it's like pie dough and it's kind of, maybe not. But we might save it.
But then with that, instead of having to use your fingers to push it up,
you can also just use it as kind of product.
And push it in like this, if you can see here. Like this, and then you can just like push it in with this piece of pie dough you cut off.
Or your fingers.
But if you didn't roll it up enough to have excess, that's totally fine.
You also don't need to put it in with the rolling pin strategy like my sister just did, but
it's just a little easier. And what you can do with this, if you have a part that's thick right here and a part that's a little thinner, you can just roll this out just a little. You
let
can do
the excess,
it with your hands.
Unless you don't have any excess.
Yeah,
and then just try to take it off from like a higher point.
You can put it in, and then that's your pie crust. Now what you're going to do with this pie crust, you're going to refrigerate it for 30 minutes to an hour, and we will go refrigerate this and get all our ingredients out.
Also, by the way, cutting boards might stick if you don't add olive oil, so make sure to add olive oil and silicone mat.
If you don't have a silicone mat, that's fine. You can just flour a cutting board. Just make sure to flour it enough or it'll stick.
You can flour a silicone mat. You don't really need to, but
you don't want it to stick.
Just in case.
It's easier to make it get it up. So you're going to refrigerate this for 30 minutes to an hour, and we are going to go refrigerate this and get the rest of our ingredients. See you later. Okay, so we are back, and what we are going to do is...
It was also an hour. That was an hour ago.
Yeah, we refrigerated our pie crust for an hour. Remember to do that. And you need to make another pie crust.
It doesn't need to be as big. It's the top. This is for the top. You don't really need a top, but it tastes good with the top.
And it's, yeah. So this is the top of our pie. You need to make this after this is refrigerated because that one does not need to refrigerate. But what you're going to do is you take your foil or parchment paper and just line the insides of your pie. Not too heavy. You don't want to smush it in too hard. And then what you are going to do is you're going to get pie weights. Now you want to make this as even as you can. And what these pie weights are going to do is it's going to make it so basically your pie won't like puff up and it'll keep its shape in the pan. And you're going to cook it with this before you put any of the filling in. And you're just going to try to get it as even as possible so all your pie weights are distributed. Now that this is done, it's going to go in the oven at 375, not too long, just until your pie crust is like just a little cooked or like midway cooked because it's seven.
And these won't melt? These won't melt?
So, because it's going to just make it so you ensure that it's
you don't really have to do this.
in there. And And it'll take about 7 minutes at 375.
Is this really important? Do you have to do this?
It ensures that your pie crust isn't
even. It's even.
It's a flat layer, so it's easy to pour your stuff into, and that it cooks all the way through.
You don't really have to, but it's a good idea to do this.
Yes, if you don't have pie weights,
Can
well,
we
you
reuse
don't
these?
need to. Yes.
Or we can
So
do this
we'll be
now?
back once this is in the oven.
Well, no,
We-
once it's out of the oven.
No, once it's in the oven and all the other stuff.
Wait, but what's in the
got all
oven?
other stuff.
I won't see that. Wait, what?
Bye. Okay, so we put our chicken in a pot right here with some water. It's about a cup. And then what you are going to do is you're going to add half a cup of carrots and half a cup of celery to this. You just add it around, and then you just want to make sure you get all of that. And then what you're going to do is you are going to add half a cup of frozen corn and half a cup of frozen peas, and you just add that around it. And then I am going to use this slitted spoon that we had in our last video,
It's
and
like a spatula almost.
I'm gonna mix it
It's a spoon.
around.
It's not on if you know.
Yeah, it's not on right now. And then once it's mixed around, just slowly add water to it, just to get it for it
That's
to
a
be.
cup of water, right?
No, this is just you're going to add it slowly.
No, how much is in there?
Whatever your pan is. We have a cup, but we're not going to add all of it because we just want it to be covered.
Everything.
Yeah. So ours
Or at
is
least
covered.
well, not right there.
Not right there.
How about you just get the spatula and push it down?
That is covered now.
If stuff floats a little bit, that's not bad. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. And now you are going to turn it on. If I can. Okay. Ah.
Which way do you turn it? Do you turn it this way? Oh my god.
Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn it on, let it come to a boil, and cover
Yeah,
it.
we'll get.
And you're going to let it sit for 15 minutes while you're going to let it come to a boil. You're going to cover it, and you can turn it down if you want. And you are going to let that sit for about 15 minutes.
And then you put it in the pie.
And then we'll be back once all of that's done.
Okay. See you then.
Okay, so what we're doing now is we are going to scoop it out, and you want to do this with a slitted spoon. You can ask your parents for help because this is hot water. And what you are going to do basically is scoop it all out into your bowl. And
Did we do this with the quiche video?
what?
What video did we do this with? I think I remember doing it. What were we doing?
We did this, yeah, with the quiche video. We used the slitted spoon.
No. What did we use to like drain the? Oh, that was with the wontons. Remember when we made the wontons?
Yeah, but
Like scooped out the meat.
and you want to get all of it. You don't leave any. And your meat should be cooked by now. Because,
It's been cooking for a while.
yes.
Well, for us it has. For you, it's only been a few seconds.
It's been about 15 minutes. And you want to just get all of your vegetables out, and we'll be back once all of these were out. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're going to saute the onion. This is 1/3 of a cup of butter that we just melted down in the pan.
It doesn't take.
And what you're going to do is you're going to slowly add your onion. This is about 3/4 of a cup of onion,
Make sure to get all of it.
chopped onion. And you don't want to do it from too high because it will drip down. And you want to get all of that. And I'm just going to turn the pan quickly.
Should I get that piece? See that piece? Right
Yeah, I'll get that. Here, don't touch that.
Oh yeah, I should probably go around.
Okay, But this, you're just going to saute the onion until it's fragrant and it has just gotten a little clearer. And this shouldn't take long.
Fragrant is a bad, if it like, smells strong.
Yeah.
If you don't know what fragrant means.
Okay, and we'll be back once this is all sauteed. Okay, so we are sauteing onion. Our onion is sauteed, I mean. Now we are going to add 1/3 of a cup of flour very slowly to this butter onion mixture. And you're not going to add it all at once.
Oh, oops. Yeah, that's a problem with flour.
It's going to be fine, but you just want to
You need to mix it a lot longer.
You just want to try not to add it all at once.
Yeah.
It's fine if you spill it.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it so that it doesn't all.
That's fine though.
That was like 2/3 of it.
Yeah, but it's fine. Our flour is all mixed in. It's fine if you add it all at once. It'll just take a little longer to stir, and it's easier when you add it slower, but that's fine. Okay, and then you just add a little more.
We got a good amount?
Yeah. That's what you should have done all the time. But okay, that's fine.
So like about 1/6 at a time. Like do 1/6 of your.
Or try, but if you mess up and you accidentally spill, it's totally fine. You didn't completely mess up. Okay, and then Lucas is going to add the rest since it is much more. Okay.
This is not something that's like as bad, and it doesn't have as bad effects as some other things that you can do. It's yeah.
It's okay.
It's okay.
And as you can see, our onion and butter has like changed a color.
See like how like none of it's green or like whitish anymore?
A little bit of it is, but you're
It's-
just,
But not very much, so it doesn't matter that much. But you should still stir it.
yes. And you're going to just stir until this is completely combined. We'll be back once this is completely combined. Okay, so this is fully combined. Now we are going to add 1.5 cups of chicken broth.
No, it's only a cup.
Well, we're going to add 1.5 cups, but this is just some of it.
Slowly or fast?
You're just going to add it while I'm stirring. If you don't have 2 people, then you can stir while it's just going to be a little harder to remember. Okay, so
More or not?
just a little more, yeah.
It looks like apple juice, but it is not.
No. Don't drink it.
Well, you're gonna eat it, but
Yeah, but you want to cut it.
more or no?
Yes. Just a little. And it's sort of like a paste, if you can see this.
Except it's a little bit more liquidy.
Yeah. It's sort of like a paste when some of your liquid is combined, because flour and water or liquid, when they mix together, they form like a paste, like this, if you can see here.
Although not always, depending on which one. Oh, should I add more or not?
I'm just going to continue mixing this, and we'll be back once this is all mixed in.
And our other half.
And it's all, yeah, and once this is all well.
Okay, so we just like combined all of our chicken broth and stuff, and now we are going to get our 2/3 of a cup of milk.
Yeah.
And then we are going to, we also are using garlic pepper. You don't need this, but we're using it.
You're going to use garlic pepper and just normal pepper if you want.
Yeah, but we're just using garlic.
You're just going to add a tiny bit
Yeah.
and mix it until combined. And then what Lucas is going to do is he's going to slowly add the milk. Remember, this is 2/3 of a cup of milk.
You don't have to add stuff slowly. It just makes it a little bit easier to stir. Well, in cooking mostly. In baking, it can be a problem.
But we are making a chicken pot pie.
Although there is exceptions in cooking, like things that you have to add slowly and fast. Well, not fast as much.
Well, sometimes you need to add something immediately, but
Well, like
that's fine.
immediately, but you don't need to add it quickly. Well, I guess wait. Okay.
Okay, so Lucas is going to add the rest of the milk. You add about 1/2 the milk at a time. And just going to
Oh, and if you're wondering, I'm just putting the garlic pepper back.
mix this around. Now you can see it's like a pale soupy texture.
And and it was a kind of more solid texture, but now it's kind of soupy.
Yeah. So I'm just going to
Can you
mix
scoop it? Will it like go off? Yeah.
Yeah. See if you see that.
And except the onion.
That's the texture you're looking for. And right now we'll be back once we have all our ingredients and this is fully combined. It's almost fully combined, but not the pepper quite yet.
Okay, so we have it in our pan right here. What we've made, we combined everything together. So we're going to scoop it in.
So what we added to this is just the chicken, carrot, celery, and pea and corn mixture.
So what
you're going to do is you're going to pour this into your pie dish. We are using a ladle to do this. You can use whatever is easiest for you.
This is too slow. It's gonna take forever.
And we need to get it in to the pie dish. And what you're going to do after this is all in is you are going to put your top crust on.
It's right there.
Yeah. And what you're going to do with that is you're going to put it right on top, and then you can cut slits in it.
But you don't have to.
You probably should though, because it's with the air and stuff. Then you're going to put it in the oven at 425 for about 30 minutes.
We already preheated our oven, so you'll be able to, we'll be able to show you the finished product soon.
Yeah, we will be back once this is cooked, and we'll be back then. Bye.
So we finished this, and we kind of cut it badly, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you cut it, and we were really just ready to eat it. So this has been in the oven for about 35 minutes, and what you're going to do first, we already did this, but you need to let it sit out for 10 to 15 minutes before you cut into it. And that's basically it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you loved cooking and baking
with us.
Bye.
We will be back next time. Bye!